Hello. I haven't done a video on YouTube in a while. I just realized that I did one in the beginning when I first was diagnosed. Well, guess what? We are in March of 2020, and I was diagnosed in September of 2019. And I was just thinking that I remember when I first got diagnosed and how terrified and how I could not even see me being this far right now. Okay, I have to do 12 Taxicabos, and then I do 4 bi-weekly, what they call the red devil. Some call it as red poison. I don't know the medical terminology for it other than AC. Anyways, so I have gotten 10 of the Toxicabos down after battling two infection problems. It originally came from the first infection in November, which was my chemo port infection, which I still do not have, but I do have to get it back. So in 2 weeks, I will be having that same thing done because I have to finish my last 4 bi-weeklies of chemo. And then we will go forward with a lumpectomy and taking out some of my lymph nodes, and we will heal from that. And then I will go on to radiation for 6 weeks every day except for weekends. With all that being said, it's still scary, it's still overwhelming, but I've been learning that I can't stay that way. You have to continue your life. You have to make the decision, is this journey going to make you or break you? And I've chose that I'm going to just live my life and learn my lessons and learn to be grateful instead of complaining about all the aches and pains and how awful I feel and beating myself down on it. I have decided to just, you know what, God, thank you for not giving me the other side effects that I could be getting from this chemo. And thank you for getting me through the ones that I have, versus complaining about it and just being so depressed. I go through my moments, and I had my moments of depression, and I've had to get myself back up. I have a great support system. That is definitely key, is that you need a good support system, family, friends, doctors, therapists, whatever it is that you got going on, groups. You got to get yourself out there, and you got to be able to be vulnerable and live your truth. You can't do it alone, and you can't do it hiding, and you can't do it trying to tell yourself that nobody needs to know and all this crazy nonsense. You have to live life to the fullest. You have to do it. Now, before, I used to be so worried about what others think and what others, thought about the way I looked and everything like that. Now I'm on Facebook and Instagram sharing my story, taking videos, taking pictures, venturing out into makeup and skincare and all of that stuff. I mean, I started with the skincare last year, and I found an amazing product line that's helped my skin, thank God. Because going through chemo, your skin gets really dry and irritated, and there's certain things you can't use, so you have to be careful what you use. And thankfully, I joined Lime Life by Alcone, and I became a beauty guide after a year. So, that's another thing I would have never did before. This is making me go outside of my comfort zone, outside of my box that I normally lived in. And I have children, and I have family that also, they don't want to see you giving up. That's the last thing you should even be doing, because you only have one life to live, and we're all given some kind of crazy thing in our life that we have to go through. So Some people it's heart disease, some people it's diabetes, some people it's depression and anxiety and, ADHD and ADD and all kinds of other things. In some people it's cancer. And as much as I'm scared, I'm choosing to live my life. I know I'm tired sometimes and I have to take the moments to rest, but I'm having fun. I'm buying my wigs, I'm putting on makeup, I'm buying funny shirts. I'm trying to just stay uplifted and positive as possible. And I'm excited because we had some a really crappy moment when I did get my infection in November, and I had to do 6 days in the hospital, 2 weeks of IV antibiotics every single day, going to the hospital. Thank God my husband, drove me there every day, including weekends. And then I went back to chemo, and then we had another image done after 3 chemos. And unfortunately, in January, we found out I had a blood clot in my jugular vein where the port was originally. And a little bit of the infection is still sitting there because I guess I wasn't on the right treatment for that, because they didn't know the name of the bacteria. So, with all of that, I've been seeing a energy healer every week. I've been seeing a therapist every week. And those are important. They're really, really important that you get your mind, because it's everything starts here. It does. I don't care up here. You have to have build your mind frame, get it strong in order for your body to work together with it. Because if not, you're going to let your emotions come in. You're going to let, your mind go crazy and feed you things that you don't need to be fed. You don't even need to be feeling, especially through this journey. And everybody's journey is different, and everybody's journey, and everybody takes it differently. And everybody enters the journey of cancer in different ways. So I entered it with past issues already and some health issues. There are people out there that have nothing and got cancer. There are people out there that are coming in with unresolved issues that they never even want to work on, depression, anxiety, addiction, whatever it is that they are in. So everybody is different. Everybody is different. But at the end of the day, it does matter if you go and get the right treatment, as far as counseling and group therapy and even holistic therapy like I do with the energy healing. I just had reflexology. It was great. It was great. I ain't gonna lie. So you know what? Them little bit of moments where you're taking the time to ground yourself and get yourself mentally well is also helping you physically. I mean, a lot of people tell me I look pretty good for someone who's done 10 chemos, going on 11. And I've had 2 infection issues. So we've had gaps where one was 3 weeks and one was a month. And then I took a week for myself because I thought I was going somewhere, but the following week. So I've learned that I have to take control of my own situation as well. Not saying to put yourself in jeopardy or refuse treatment of any kind unless, your body is telling you, listen, I need a break. Or listen, talk to doctors and get advice, get second opinions, third opinions, whatever it is. Don't ever do anything that's going to jeopardize you. At first, I thought that I had to just listen to these doctors and let them run my life, and now I do listen to them, but I also make the decisions too. I speak up now more, and that's a big deal. Speaking up for yourself, letting whatever your concerns are be known. and self-care and self-love and self-awareness. Everything. Self. You gotta learn how to be selfish. And that doesn't mean be ignorant and rude and be like, It just means know when it's okay to rest. Know when it's okay to give yourself credit. If you only get to do one thing that day, give yourself credit that you were able to do it, because this journey's not easy. If you were able to just rest all day, then your body needed it. So anybody who's going through this journey, pat yourself on the back, because it's not an easy journey. Not at all. But you don't have to let it run you. You can choose to live your life, adjust to what your body can and cannot do, and don't dwell in it. Do not dwell in it. I have my moments where I do have to cry, and that's fine. I went from crying every single day to maybe once, a couple times a month, maybe. And a lot of times it's because I'm tired and I'm overwhelmed and I'm just drained and I've pushed myself too much. Or maybe I watched something that triggered my emotions of how I feel. You know, it's hard to see cancer everywhere. And I swear it's an epidemic. It's not because I got cancer and then now I'm seeing it. I mean, it is in TV shows and everything. And it is. I meet people, strangers, that tend to tell me whether they had it or knew somebody who had it. And I think it's more about the fact that when you start opening up and being vulnerable and being open about your journey and what what's going on, I think that's why too people do it. Yeah, the other thing is chemo brain. I hate my chemo brain because I get easily distracted, forgetful, all that good stuff. But it's temporary. It's temporary. You know, I don't have my eyebrows, so I have to learn how to draw those. My lashes have been falling off, and I am shaved. So, but that's all good. Well, I'm going to end this video. Until next time, we'll see where I am in my journey.